Hey guys, what's up? BC coming back at you guys. We got another Transformers video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at my very first Titans Return review. Titans Return of Voyager class Sentinel Prime, and here he is in his train mode. And I'm just gonna say it right now, while I love this figure, you can clearly tell it's meant to be Astro Train. It's always meant to be Astro Train. It's always going to be Astro Train at this point. So I'm patiently awaiting that repaint / remold, and I'm actually quite smitten with how this actually turned out. Because when pictures of this were slowly starting to come out, I'm like, well, it looks cool, but is it really necessary? Then I'm really starting to look at it, and I'm like, yes. Yes! Like, when I first got it in hand, I'm like, yes, this was necessary. I love this. I want this. Which is hilarious, because I have a lot of issues with the name. But, you know, that, all my personal biases aside, as I throw the figure around like an idiot, coming up here, popping up to the cockpit, because this is the gimmick for the new Titans Returns figures, the Titan Masters, which, it's the Headmasters. There's no point in trying to redetermine them at this rate. So here's the, here is Autobot Infinitus, the Headmaster of Sentinel Prime. And he's a really cool little dude. I really love the amount of detail these guys have. It's just a shame that he really doesn't have any paint apps. And then you come to the back and peekaboo. But yeah, like, you can already tell that they clearly made this Headmaster look like his actual robot mode. Just a little bit. And, you know, yeah. Now, before I start getting more into the Transtector body, because I know my terminologies, for all intents and purposes, I want to talk about something with these. Now, these, there's a play pattern here. All the Deluxes, all the Voyagers, and all the Leaders have little things that their weapons in their own right can integrate the little Headmaster. In this case, you plug his feet in right here, put his arms forward a little, kind of make it look like he's actually driving this thing, and then just plug this up front, and he's got a little weapon platform. And what this is supposed to essentially be is anywhere on, like, say for example, you got somebody else piloting Sentinel Prime's body. And you can actually take this and plug it into any of the hard points that is on the train mode's chassis, and you get to have somebody riding around on Sentinel Prime as like a little side weapon. And this is a really cool idea to get people to actually play with these. Like, this is actually really ingenious. At first, you know, seeing the reviews for this, I'm like, I don't really care for this. But now I'm actually seeing all this in action, I approve. This is fun as hell. And it makes me just that much more excited for Fortress Maximus. Now, anyways, now that I've gotten all this out of the way, little Titan Master dude, he's got ball jointed shoulders, a little ball jointed neck, so he can wiggle, and his legs can do that. The legs are all one solid static piece, which is kind of a shame, but, you know, whatever. This isn't a third-party toy. We're not going to get a fully posable friggin' Headmaster where a little dude has like 30 joints. So yeah, anyways, zooming back out, let's get the body itself into train mode. Train mode? Shuttle mode. And to do that, we're going to lift these up like this. Just push that back in. What the? I keep hitting that trigger. And then you're going to that way? Or is it this way? No, but that could be like a secret third mode. It could be. It could be. But no. Anyways, you flip forward like this, kind of lift these wings up and out of the way for the time being, because you're actually going to be doing mostly panel flipping. You're going to flip this up, swing the nose cone out, clip it back together, flip the nose cone out, clip it back together. You're then going to take these panels and flip them up and over like this. But you're going to keep these panels out, because these panels, kind of lifting this back up, are going to come together like this, and it's all going to come together to form the front of the shuttle. This comes down over that, the arms come down like this, and then these will kind of drape over and lock in on the arm, because, you know, you got this little gun section right here that will slide underneath this, and when you slide it underneath that, there's a little peg and a slot that will peg into the arm. Fan this out, and there is Voyager class Sentinel Prime in his shuttle mode. And once again, it screams Astro Train at this point. But even then, I really love how this turned out. And once again, as much as I dislike Sentinel for his many iterations that I did not like, I like this figure. And as far as I know, he's not that big of a dick in the comics. As far as I know, don't quote me on this. And, you know, again, for the sheer sake of putting him in, you know, you can have the little headmaster dude pilot it. Gonna pull it out and actually flip him around into his head mode. And for whatever reason, mine actually doesn't completely fold up, but whatever. There's Sentinel Prime's head. There's the shuttle mode. You've seen it. The guns can plug in on the many hard points. Let's move on. From here, you're gonna unpeg the arms, and I love how basically every single Voyager so far is going to be a triple changer, although it's not really for certain if Alpha Trion will be. But yeah, you unpeg the arms. Come in here, the tab that you use to get his fist out will actually flip around and peg in up into the forearm. So that's kind of cool. But then you come to these panels, flip them down, and actually peg them onto the outer parts of his legs. So these are all going to unpeg from there, and then come down and peg in down here. Split the legs, rotate them, and flip up the nose cone to make his feet. And while many people have complained about this, a viable option is to flip it around like this and kind of tweak it so that his balance is right there, to where it kind of gives him like a locomotive foot. But that, in my opinion, looks really stupid. So I'm perfectly content with how that looks. Kind of getting this up a little bit. And I should have thought to bring one of my Voyagers in here with me. But, you know, and the way this is supposed to work, you're supposed to leave this, from what I understand, you're supposed to leave it out like this. I pull it in kind of like this. There we go. Make sure it's centered on his back. And move this around. Let me adjust the camera real quick because it looks like it's tilted a little bit. Put the guns in his hands, because at this rate, you know, other than attaching the head, he's pretty much in robot mode. So with it, unless you're like me, who's an idiot and drops the friggin' headmaster someplace where he didn't even look. Plug the head in, and there's Sentinel robot mode. And I really like this. Like, again, I know I'm gushing, but come on. It is an awesome looking figure. Now, most of the Voyagers in this line now have a gimmick to kind of compensate for the whole not being combiners anymore. There's a little switch right here that, you know, he's got a ball jointed neck by himself that allows him to turn left and right. There's this little switch that when you pull on it, it pops up these little shoulder guards, but it kind of limits his head movement. The way they set this up, there is cuts in here, so you can actually still, for the most part, give him head movement. And that's really freaking cool. You know, the wings twiddle, he's got shoulder joints, bicep swivels, no wrist, due to the way he transforms, no waist, ratcheted hips, thigh swivel, about a 90-degree bend in the knee and nothing at the feet. So he's not as posable as some of the others we've gotten over the Generations line. But I still love the way this turned out. I really do love the way this turned out. And the fact that it's coming out as Astro Train is already pretty awesome in of itself. So do I recommend Voyager Sentinel Prime for Titan's Return? Personally, yes. I'm enjoying my time with it. And I actually just got this today. I think way ahead of when he was actually supposed to hit in my area. Like, way ahead of schedule. So, yeah, bearing all this in mind, there you go. There's Titan's Return, Sentinel Prime. There really isn't anything else I can say. You know, I will definitely be coming back when I have more of a, chance to actually kind of show off comparisons with other figures, because I'm kind of not in my usual setup right now. But when I come back, I will show off some comparison images with him and some other figures. So with this said, guys, this is BC Saint Standard and Get Your Geek On. I will catch you guys next time.